Because I don't know if you name off starters.
I was doing that, and then I think I was getting part of them wrong, and
I specifically got
okay.
all three seniors in there.
Okay.
So if you can introduce the other ones and then name off the starters.
Okay.
So it's 12, 1, 11, 8, 4, and 7.
Okay. Well, you want me to announce the seniors first and then the rest of the starters?
No, I would list out the non-starters first,
okay.
and then say tonight's starters,
okay.
and then the starters.
Okay.
So 12, 1, 11, 8, 4, 7.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Good evening, volleyball fans, and welcome to Banks High School for tonight's last league contest. Tonight is senior night, and we'd like to honor not only our seniors, but also our seniors from Rainier. If we could get our seniors from Rainier to stand away from the crowd when I call their name. Number 1, Kirsten Fortner. Number 5, Delaney Fortelny. Thank you, and congratulations on a great year right here. And now let's meet our seniors and their escorts. Our first senior is Marissa Herbert. Escorted tonight by her mom Valerie, her dad Craig, and brothers Brandon and Gavin. This will be her second year as a varsity letterman. Her plans after graduation are to go to PCC for 2 years, get her associate's degree in forestry, and after that go to ODFW and become a wildland firefighter. I want to say a big thank you to my mom and dad for always showing up for me at all my events and things. I also want to thank my brothers and my grandma for coming to all my games. And a final thank you to all my coaches, especially to Rhonda and Di, for making me the player I am today. I thank you both. I have one more thank you. second senior, Ava Bobrov. Escorted tonight by her dad, Jimmy Piercy, her mom, and her brothers, Hayden, Owen, and Lincoln. She is a 3-year Bartley Letter winner. Her plans after graduation is to go to cosmetology school to study hair design and move to Hawaii to study education and marine life. I'd like to thank my teammates for making senior year memorable and making me laugh, and my coaches throughout the years for sacrificing their time and believing in me. And more specifically, Di, for being the best coach I could ask for and teaching me not only how to play volleyball, but also important lessons for life. I'd love to thank my family and my boyfriend Connor for always supporting me and watching my games and to listen to me rant nonsense after games or paid practices. Jocelyn for being my pepper partner since middle school, all the parents that have pitched in for team lunches, and last but not least, my dad. Dad, without you, I wouldn't be who I am today. Thank you for supporting me throughout everything and always making an effort to make me feel valuable. It means so much to me when you are able to watch me play. Thank you to everyone who has cheered me on throughout the years. I couldn't have done it without you all. Also, thank you, Vivian, for making sure I set my alarm for AM instead of PM. Ever since I overslept and missed the bus last year. Ava Bobrov. And our last senior, Jocelyn Janisek. Escorted tonight by her mom and dad and 2 siblings, Jade and Jalen. She's a 3-year varsity letterman. After graduation, she plans to attend University of Mary's and major in communication sciences and hope of becoming a speech pathologist while furthering her golf career. I would like to thank my family for being my biggest supporters, especially my parents. Thank you for coming to all of my games. It means so much to me. I would also like to thank my teammates for making this year so much fun. Love you all so much. Lastly, I'd like to thank my coaches. You guys are the best. You help me fall in love with volleyball and always support me on and off the court. Words can't thank you enough. Jocelyn Janisek. Let's give our seniors and their families one big round of applause. Okay, let's clear the court and get this warm-up finished.
Those of you expecting Banks volleyball, that first serve should get underway in about 20 minutes. Senior night here at Banks High School, and both teams, Banks and Rainier, still have about 15 minutes of warm-ups to go. So right around 6:20, we should be set with opening introductions and first serve. Just wanted to come on and let everybody know about the delay of about 20 minutes before the start of tonight's broadcast, with tonight being senior night. 3 seniors being recognized earlier just a moment ago from Banks Athletic Director Ben Buchanan. Oh, that's Ben.
Oh, Ben already took it back? Oh, no, Ben did
Ben
it.
did it.
Okay, I'm catching up.
So we're going to go ahead and go back to our pre-broadcast screen, and we'll come back in about 10 minutes with some pregame information and talk a little bit more about Banks High School athletics before the start of tonight's match in about 10 minutes.
here's the voice of the Banks Braves, Trevor Beard.
Good evening, volleyball fans, and welcome to Banks Braves Volleyball. The Braves locked in 5th place in Coastal Range League play, hosting Rainier on senior night. Banks has been eliminated from league playoff contention. However, a lot riding on this match tonight for Rainier, with currently locked in a tie with Yamhill Carlton. Both Rainier and Yamhill Carlton expected to win their matches tonight. Yamhill Carlton taking on Riverdale. Riverdale tied with Leacani for 6th or 7th last place in league. Coastal Range League volleyball playoffs. If both teams win tonight, Yamhill Carlton and Rainier, they would face each other in a tiebreaker game at a neutral site Saturday. The winner of the tiebreaker game would be the league number 3, the loser in league number 4. Then early next week, the 3 seed would host the 4 seed, with the winner of that game going to Corbett likely next Saturday and taking on Warrenton, the 2 seed. The winner of the 2 versus 3 match would advance to take on Corbett in the league championship game next Saturday. The loser would be the 3 seed. With the top 3 seeds advancing to the 2023 OSAA 3A State Volleyball Playoffs. Rainier will be in their green uniforms, white numerals with white diagonal stripe trim on the sleeve, splitting into a black on the end of the sleeve. White numerals with black outline, Rainier and white lettering with black outline. Underneath the numerals, black shorts. Banks in their home white uniforms, navy blue, very dark, almost black blue shorts with navy blue numerals, the Vegas Gold and navy blue arrowhead logo over the left shoulder. Except for the libero, Kendall Shook wearing a navy blue uniform, Vegas Gold numerals with white trim. We'll also be handling public address duties tonight and introducing the players for both teams. We're actually going to step away now and get ready for our public address duties. We'll be back in about 5 minutes or so after the introductions of both teams, our sportsmanship script, and tonight's national anthem. Good evening, volleyball fans, and welcome to tonight's 3A Coastal Range League volleyball matchup on senior night at Banks High School between the Rainier Columbians and the Banks Braves, tonight's home team. Before we get started with tonight's introductions, we'd like to remind you that the OSAA requests that you help create an environment of safety, tolerance, acceptance, and respect. We call it being a star. Show your enthusiasm, show your spirit, and show respect as well. Also show respect to tonight's officials. Show our students a supportive atmosphere in which they can be their best. And they might just show you greatness, because greatness is hateless. Now let's meet the rosters for both teams. First, for the visiting Columbians of Rainier. Number 0, senior Kirsten Fortner. Number 1, sophomore Kylie Altenheim. Number 2, sophomore Lily Dean. Number 3, sophomore Mariah Wiesenflug. Number 4, sophomore Taylor Johns. Number 5, senior Delaney Portelny. Number 6, freshman Destiny McKay. Number 7, junior Miley Cook. Number 8, sophomore Nicole Hudson. Number 9, junior Charlotte Wheeler. Number 10, sophomore Lily Langhorn. Number 11, Jolene Hansen, sophomore. And number 14, senior Lacey Mackinson. The Columbians are coached by Angie Yeoman and assisted by Jamie King and Alita Guinto. Now, first for the non-starters for tonight's home team, the Banks Braves. Number 2, sophomore defensive specialist Lily Ann Booth. Number 3, sophomore defensive specialist libero Kendall Shook. Number 5, freshman defensive specialist Kylie McCraw. Number 6, junior right side hitter McKenna King. Number 13, junior middle blocker Lily Evie. And number 14, junior right side hitter Mackenzie Donnelly. Now tonight's starters, number 1, freshman middle blocker Lauren Jansen. Number 4, senior outside hitter Jocelyn Janicek. Number 7, senior defensive specialist Ava Bowcroft. Number 8, senior defensive specialist Marissa Herbert. Number 11, junior outside hitter Morgan Jordan Mallard. And number 12, sophomore setter Morgan McCraw. The Braves are coached by Diana Herb and assisted by Val McCraw. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please stand and remove your hats for tonight's national anthem. just about set for the first serve between the Rainier Columbians and the Banks Braves. Again, football tomorrow night, final home game of the season as the Braves will host Valley Catholic. Senior night for football, and other fall sports will be recognized also prior to the start of Friday night's football game at Kelly Field. Banks undefeated, 7-0 on the season in 3A District 1 football. Rainier will start with the opening serve from Libero, Nicole Hudson. Janicek to the Braves. McCraw returned by Mallory near side for the point, making contact with the Rainier end line to the east end of the court. Banks starting out, Banks will be on the east or the west end of the court to our right. We're high above the north side of the gym on the visitors section where we have access to power. The serve from McCraw is low, but makes it across the net. Returned by Rainier Racing Atkinson, but it's going to be a hitting error on the Columbians. Banks with an early 2-0 lead. Banks with an early 2-0 lead. Return from Rainier. Lily Dean for the first point for the Columbians. Rainier with the side out trailing 2-1. First rotation, Charlotte Wheeler serving. Slowly steps to the line. Low serve Maller to McCraw. Back to Maller and a swing and a miss from Delaney Fortoni for Rainier, far back corner on the southeast corner of the gym. 3-1 Banks with the early lead to open the set. So from Jansen for the Braves. Fortoni, far back corner, way long by about 2 feet. 4-1 Banks. In the second set, their first set. Again, the serve from Jansen. Wheeler. Returned by Lily Dean and just misses near back corner apparently. 5-1 Braves. Serve from Jansen low, right to Lacey Mackinson, and right to her, but no one else comes to get it, and she's a little bit upset with her teammates the way they're playing to open the match, trailing 6-1. Serve from Jansen, played out of the back row by Hudson, probably would have gone long. Returned by Lily Dean. McCraw sets up Janicek near side. Fortelny out of the far back corner, over the top of the Braves block. They get to it, but Maller and King far side. It goes behind them down the far side line and no one picks it up. 6-2. Bogroff to McCraw, back sets to King far side. Right in front of Fortner and Hudson for Rainier. Banks with a 7-2 lead. Trying to play possible spoiler. Rainier hoping to keep playoff. They will advance to the league playoffs, but hoping for a top 3 seed and a home league playoff match early next week. The serve from Maller. Got it on the downward rotation and knocks it right into the bottom of the net. 7-3. Banks still with the early lead. Serve from Jordan Maller is popped up back row by Fortner for Rainier. Far side, way long off the return from Delaney for Tony, far side front row. It's all Banks early at 9-2. Again, the serve from Maller, far side for Tony. On the return, the kill from Lily Dean. Side out back to Rainier, trailing 9-3. So from Rainier, that time is long, 10-3, side out back to Banks. Able to come up with a return, 11-3. Marissa Herbert now serving for the Braves. Picked up by Altenheim. Off the block. Fortelny with the kill. Actually, it's not Fortelny, it's Miley Cook now in the match for Rainier with that last kill for the Columbians. 11-4, still Braves by 7. From Mackinson for Rainier. King back sets to Janicek. Mackinson leaps and falls to the floor trying to keep it alive. Probably would have gone long. And Evie in the center of the front row, angling it in front of the Rainier bench, just misses wide near side, 11-5. Get a hitting error on the Braves. Rainier making a run, trailing 11-6. Mackinson near side knocks it into the top of the bleachers, just down from us a short distance, 12-6. Banks with a 6-point lead. From Janicek to Mackinson for Rainier. Returned by Cook, far side. King to Donnelly now in the match. Evie on the return. Far back corner to Aldenheim. Returned near side by Wiesenflug for Rainier. Mackinson tried to chase it down on this play over towards her own bench. And can't get to it without going into the seats. 13-6 Braves. Janicek. First serve far side. Played by Hudson the libero. Returned by Mackinson far side. Donnelly. Evie and late Maller on the return. Mackinson out of the back row for Rainier. Returned by Fortelny long. 14-6 and we're going to have a timeout Rainier. First time out of the match. Banks in control early midway through the first set. Braves 14, Rainier 6. We'll take a 30-second break and be back after this from our presenting sponsor, Jason Bond Remodeling.
Want to give your kitchen or bath a fresh new look? Jason Bond Remodeling has over 20 years experience fabricating and installing stone countertops and can upgrade your home with the countertops of your dreams without the dreamy price tag. They pride themselves on quality and customer satisfaction. They also offer cabinet installation and will do their best to beat any bid by 10%. Based in Washington County and will service most Portland area locations. For quality kitchen and bath remodels, call Jason Bond Remodeling at 503-430-0145.
And we're back following the Rainier timeout, 14-6 Braves. Serve from Janicek. Returned by Fortelny near side. McKenna King out of the back row. Braves are going to be unable to return it in the limited 3 hits, 14-7. Side out back to Rainier. And the serve to Delaney Fortelny. 14-7, the serve from Rainier goes about 6 feet long, 15-7, side out back to Banks. Ogroff serve, Mackinson, Fortelny out of the back row back to Mackinson. King goes low and it goes off the far side of the far side net pole. 15-8 side out back to Rainier. Hudson will serve, center the key to Jansen. Donnelly on the return. Atkinson sets it into the far back corner. Donnelly nearly caught the Rainier far front line off guard, but able to come up with the return and get it past the diving effort from Ava Bogroff. Far back corner near the student section, 15-9. Braves still with a 6-point advantage in the first set. Janicek, the King near side to Mallard. Gets it through the block attempt of Wheeler and Dean for Rainier, 16-9. Side out back to Banks. Braves. Serve from McCraw. And Rainier is not going to get it across in the appropriate 3 hits. Nice effort, but miscues on the first 2 plays, and it's 17-9. Banks increasing their lead to 8. The serve from McCraw low. Dug out and returned off the first hit for Rainier. Mallard. This plays it. McCraw keeps it alive nearly into the student section, but Braves able to pull it out, but not come up with the return within 3 hits. 17-10. Serve from Wheeler, back row, Bogroff far side. McCraw, one hand saves it off the floor. Janicek on the return. Mackinson dives, gets it back across the net. And McCraw dives to the floor. Braves unable to play it beyond that. 17-11. Rainier back within 6. Serve from Wheeler. Far side to Mallard. McCraw back to Mallard, center of the front row. Across to Hudson out of the back row for Rainier. Returned by Mackinson. Near side to Janicek out of the back row. McCraw sets it up for Johnson on the return. Dug out by Fortelny, returned by Dean for the ace for the kill. Right in the center of the Braves defense, 17-12. Serve from Wheeler. McCraw sets it up for King. Dug out by Fortelny. Mackinson sets it up for Lily Langhorn. Janicek misplays it. Bogroff dives in front of her own bench, but can't keep it alive. 17-13. Rainier within 4 as we get near the latter stages of the opening set. Again, the serve from Wheeler. Bogroff to McCraw, returned by King, and probably would have gone wide, but Fortelny stuck a mid out and puts it into the back wall. 18-13. Braves back to a 5-point lead and ending a little mini run for Rainier, getting the side out and the lead back to 5. The serve from Jansen. Low. Mackinson to Hudson. Turned by Fortelny into the bottom of the net. 19-13 Braves. Serve from Jansen. And it's misplayed by Wheeler. It's going to go almost all the way to the back wall. Rainier will not be able to play it in time. 20-13. Braves up 7. Early in the first set. Banks only 3 wins in league, 4 wins all season. Will not return to the playoffs. Last year finished 1 match shy of the state quarterfinals at Springfield. And we have another Rainier timeout. Late in the first set, Banks 21, Rainier 13. We'll take another 30-second break and return after this from Jim's Market.
Jim's Market in Banks is an institution serving the community for generations. They're actively involved in events and athletics from the youth league to high school level. Let them serve you with their locally grown fresh produce, fresh bakery items, including custom cakes, and quick hot food from their in-store deli. Jim's Market, conveniently located at the south entrance to Banks.
And we're back 21-13. Banks with an 8-point lead following Rainier's second time out of the opening set. Lauren Jansen gets the signal to begin her serve. And Mackinson, nice job on the return from Lily Langhorn to get it across from some of the home bleachers. Mackinson dives to the floor. Bogroff wisely lets it go wide out of bounds near side. 22-13. Jansen will keep the serve 3 points away from an opening set victory. Steps to the service line and into the white on the top of the net. 22-14. In for Rainier, Altenheim and Kirsten Fortner. Kylie Altenheim will serve for Rainier. Service dug out by Bogroff. McCraw sets up Janicek near side into the top of the net. 22-15. Service picked up far side by Mallard. McCraw to Janicek. Dumps it over, saved off the floor by Fortner. Returned by Fortelny. Far side for Rainier. McCraw misplays it all the way to the near side where nobody was home. 22-16. And again, here come the bugaboos from the Braves and unforced self-inflicted errors allowing the team to get back in the match. The serve from Altenheim to Bogroff for the Braves. McCraw back sets to King. Dumps it over. Fortelny. Mackinson back to Lily King. But Bogroff with a return off the dig. Again, Fortelny blocked. Mackinson they're going to get a hitting error. Too many touches, I think, from Rainier. 23-16. Side out back to Banks, and they haven't won a lot of sets this year, and in fact just 4 wins overall on the season. Mallard The serve dug off the floor by Altenheim. Return over her shoulder into the net. 24-16. Set point for the Braves in the opener. Serve from Mallard to Hudson for Rainier. Over the top to King, and comes up at the block, but can't get out of the way in time. 24-17. Side out back to Rainier. Lily Dean will serve. Just left to the inside of the key. Janicek lobs it across the net for an easy dump kill for the Columbians, 24-18. So from Lily Dean to Janicek. McCraw shook out of the back row. On the return, Mackinson for Rainier sets it up for Telmy. McCraw to Evie, and that's long. 24-19. Banks had set point at 24-16, and Rainier has scored the last three off the serve of Lily Dean. Short, King comes to get it. McCraw back to King. A couple of Columbians come up with the block. McCraw to King far side. Shook. Popped up out of the back row by Lily Dean. Mackinson far side. 2-4 Telmy. Over the top, Janicek. McCraw back to Janicek near side. Dug off the floor by Telmy. Returned by Miley Cook. Janicek to McCraw. Back sets to King far side. Dug out high into the air by Dean. Played by Mackinson. Returned by Altenheim. Dug out by Shook. McCraw. Mallard out of the back row. Comes up short. Now the slip off her hand. 24-20. And again, Banks letting another set slip away. Still with a 4-point lead late in the first set, but again, self-inflicted errors allowing another team to stick around late in a set. Timeout Banks. It's Braves 24, Rainier 20. We'll take a 30-second break and return after this from Sarah Hesselman.
Same great smile, same great service, but a brand new location and a great new team. Sarah Hesselman Group is still proud to support Banks High School athletics, but has now joined the Premier Property Group real estate team with new offices located in Bethany. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, contact the Sarah Hesselman Group, Sarah at sarahhesselman.com, or call 503-313-0748.
And we're back to serve from Rainier. Returned by the Braves. Rainier back across the net. Dumps over far side. 5-4 Telmy. 24-21. No. They put 24-21 on the board originally. And apparently we had an error from Rainier. Banks wins the opening set 25-20. Test. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute break and be back with the second set after this from Legacy Roofing. Legacy Roofing can save your home from leaks, mold, and other issues related to an older roof, preventing future roof issues, saving you thousands of dollars. They use only the most trusted materials backed by an excellent warranty that is transferred if you ever sell your home. Legacy is tops in their field, earning the GAF Master Elite certification and the Golden Pledge warranty. For more information or to get a free quote, call 503-357-7663 today.
Banks Post newspaper is the official news provider of West Side's greatest hits. Listen hourly for West Side news from the Banks Post newsroom. Banks Post newspaper covers Banks, Manning, Buxton, Roy, and surrounding western Washington County communities. If you'd like more information on the Banks Post or want to pick up a copy, visit a local business today. You can also visit their website at bankspost.com or their Facebook page, Banks Post.
And we're back, start of the second set. Banks a 1-0 lead, 25-20. First serve from the Braves. And Lauren Jansen is wide to the near side, 1-0 Rainier early in the second set. And King's return is short into the net, 2-0 Rainier, second set. Serve from Charlotte Wheeler. Mallor into the back row. And Wheeler dives to the floor. Mallor on the block. And Braves get the side out, trailing 2-1 early in the second set. King sets up Mallor. Off the top of the net, Mackinson. Gets it back from Lily Dean. Dug out by Jansen. McCraw. Janicek for the Braves. Way too much. Good 2 to 3 feet long that time. 3-1 Rainier in the second set. Schick will come in for the Braves. Fortner and Altenheim in for Rainier. Serve from Altenheim. McCraw to Janicek. Hudson's attempt is going to go high into the back wall, 3-2. Side out back to the Braves, and Marissa Herbert. Herbert's serve is an ace off the top of the net, 4-2 Braves. Or tied at 3. Serve from Herbert, Mackinson comes up short into the top of the net. Banks with the last 3 and has gained the lead for the first time in the second set, 4-3. And it's an ace for Marissa Herbert, 5-3. Serve from Herbert, played by Altenheim. Dumped over the top. Evie blocks it and is able to come up with a return. Over the top, Evie! Over the top of Lily Dean, 6-3. Braves on a 5-0 run. Serve from Herbert is an ace! Nearly got rolling over the top of it is Altenheim. Timeout Rainier. The Columbians had a 3-1 lead. Braves on a 6-0 run. Now up 7-3 early in the second. If they had been able to continue this type of play all season, they might have been in contention for at least a league playoff spot, maybe even a state playoff spot. However, this is the final match of the season. Braves playing inspired. We'll take a 30-second break and be back in just a moment.
Your local lender, Christy Van Meter at Union Home Mortgage, is here to walk you through every step in purchasing your new home. Christy and her team bring trusted knowledge and years of experience to make your home loan financing process an enjoyable one. If you're in the business or have questions about purchasing or refinancing your home, call Christy Van Meter at Union Home Mortgage, 503-327-5302, or visit uhm.com/kvanmeter. Union Home Mortgage, official sponsor of the PBR. Union Home Mortgage promises kept. Christy Van Meter is licensed in Oregon 1700271, Washington MLO-1700271, and Arizona 1039867. Union Home Mortgage is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229.
And we're back to serve from Marissa Herbert, returned by Rainier. King's kill attempt misses wide far side. Side out back to Rainier now. Trailing 7-4. Serve from Rainier, dug off the floor by Shook. McCraw to King far side. Into the air by Lily Dean. Rainier, far side return towards Coleman. Dug out by Shook. Nice battle at the net, both teams. Evie dumps it over. Driving to the floor. We're going to get a sitting error on the Braves. Back-to-back points for the Columbians. Back within 2 after back-to-back points, trailing 7-5. Serve from Dean is short into the top of the net. Service error for Rainier. Side out back to Banks, leading 8-5. Serve from King. Played by Aldenheim. Dumped over by Fortelny far side. King to Donnelly. Returned by Evie. Into the back rope. Punched into the air by Fortner. Again returned by Fortelny this time. King. Evie off the block. Attempt from Miley Cook. 9-5. Braves back to a 3-point lead. Serve from King. Far side. Fortelny gets it back. Far side. And we're going to get a hitting error on Rainier. 10-5 Braves. Braves on an 8-2 run. Rainier had a 3-1 lead to start the second set. Mackinson back to Fortelny. Opposite way. Into the back row past Kendall Shook. 10-6, side out back to Rainier. Mackinson will serve. Near side, Shook. King to Donnelly. Aldenheim and Fortelny collide. Returned by Fortelny. Herbert, returned by Evie off the net, partially blocked. We're going to get a hitting error on Rainier again. 11-6 Braves. Short side out back to Banks, back to a 5-point lead. Shook will come out. Janicek will serve. Picked up by Mackinson. Back to Mackinson on the return. Just wide, aiming for the far back corner in front of the student section about a 1.5 foot long. 12-6 Braves in the second set. Again, the serve from Janicek, far side. Mackinson. Near side to Fortelny. Donnelly for the Braves. King sets up Evie. Mackinson slides to the floor on her knees. Fortelny across far side. Janicek to McCraw on the return. Wheeler. Dumped over by Altenheim for Rainier. Donnelly sets up King, back to Donnelly. Back across the net. Mackinson dives to the floor. Into the back row, Herbert. King sets it up for Jansen near side. Right in front of a diving Mackinson, who comes up short. 13-6 Braves. Serve from Janicek. Mackinson. Returned by Fortelny. Blocked by Jansen and Evie. And it's going to go all the way across far side. Altenheim can't do anything with it. 14-6 Braves. Again, the serve from Janicek. Fortelny, near side, right about center of the Rainier side. Returned just wide by King and Janicek. 14-7, but Braves still on a 13-4 run. Fortelny, serve from the left low block. Herbert to King, sets up Jansen on the return. Evie, after the deep return from Rainier, lobbed over the net. Evie tried to slam it down their throat and came up short into the net. 14-8. Again, the serve from Fortelny. Herbert to King, returned by Jansen. Mackinson gets it back over the top of the net. Evie to a knee. Returned by Donnelly, far side. Fortelny. Mackinson, far side to Langhorne on the return long. Set up after Banks, leading 15-8 in the second. Herbert will come out. Evie also will come out. Bogroff in the serve. Maller also in off the rotation. Serve from Bogroff, dug out by Mackinson. Wheeler, returned by Mackinson to Donnelly, far side. King sets it up to Maller. Pushes it to Mackinson across the net. Back to Mackinson across to the Braves. King, far side back corner. Maller near side to Jansen. Tipped by Rainier. Hudson keeps it alive. Return far side by Langhorne for the Columbians. King sets up Jansen on the kill. Probably would have gone long, but Hudson plays it. And it's going to go well out of play near the girls' locker room. 16-8 Braves as that one goes into the doorway to the locker room on the northeast corner of the court. The serve from Bogroff. Mackinson to Wheeler, spun across the net and off the block. Jansen with the point, 17-8. Somebody said their prayers and was living well coming into the game. That one hung on the net and luckily took a brave spin to stay on the Rainier side. Bogroff. Jansen on the return. Mackinson. Dumped over by Miley Cook. Short. Rainier drops it back. Kept alive by the Columbians. Far side. King to Donnelly. Maller able to tip it across the net. And this time Rainier's going to come up short. Both teams all over the floor. Banks with a 10-point lead. 18-8 in the second set. Serve from Bogroff. Returned by Miley King. Bogroff. King and battle at the net. They're going to get a hitting error on the Braves. 18-9. Side up back to Rainier, but still a 9-point advantage. Miley Cook will come out for the Columbians. Hudson will serve the Rainier libero. Donnelly returns it on the first touch. Rainier with a return from underneath the net. Skips off the top of the net for the return, and then the Braves come up short into the net as they try to get it back across. 18-10, back-to-back points for the Columbians. Braves still with an 8-point advantage. Hudson the serve. Janicek to King. Near side, Janicek comes to get it. Dug out by Fortelny. Mackinson dumped over by Lily Dean over the top. 18-11. Rainier with 3 straight. Still trailing by 7. Hudson serving for the Columbians. Service dug out by Jansen. Returned by Maller into the net. 18-12. Hudson serve far side, Donnelly. King comes to get it. Donnelly on the return. Hudson misplays it. And that will end the run for Rainier. Side out back to Banks, leading 19-12 in the third. We're in the second set. Throw in for the Braves, Morgan McCraw. And Mallor misses wide near side, off the lob on the return from Rainier in front of the, this is wide in front of the Rainier bench to our left down below, 19-13. So from Charlotte Wheeler for Rainier, Janicek near side. Across, sets it up for Mallor. Mackinson. Lily Dean dumps it over. Janicek and McCraw diving to the floor. Center of the Brave side to our right, 19-14. Again, the serve from Wheeler. Turned by King near side to Hudson. Mackinson for the Columbians, dumped over by Dean. Bogroff off the return from Rainier. McCraw to Mallor. Mackinson gets her fingers on it, and it's going to go out of play, 20-14. Side out back to Banks. Next year should be a pretty good season from what we've been told. A lot of good up-and-coming 8th grade volleyball players will be freshmen next year. Serve from Jansen, not sure what that was. It's like some kind of weird, lobbed it in the air and then tried to hit it across the net with her, the heel of her wrist, and didn't even make it to the net, 20-15. Altenheim will serve for Rainier. Bogroff. McCraw the back set to King. Down the far sideline. Just inside, and 21-15. Banks a 6-point lead. Herbert and Evie in. Mallor and Bogroff out. Herbert will serve. Serve from Herbert. Misplaced by Fortner. Thought she was closer to the ball than she was, and had it scrape off of her mitts and go into the floor. 22-15. Again, Herbert to serve short. Mackinson to Dean. Back to Mackinson on the return. McCraw. King comes to get it. Janicek near side on the return. Mackinson keeps it alive. Rainier gets it across the net. King on the return. Shook too much. And it's going to go long. 22-16. Side out back to Rainier. Alley took in for Rainier. Lily Dean will serve. Short. Janicek comes to get it. It's a back from McCraw. Bowing to the floor. Altenheim returned by Fortelny for the Columbians. Shook to McCraw. Sets it up for Janicek near side. Fortelny. Mackinson back to Fortelny. Far side over the top of the Braves defense. McCraw back sets to King far side. Off the block. And Altenheim dives. Can't get there. 23-16, side out back to Banks. Donnelly will come in replacing McCraw. McKenna King will come in to serve. She's got one more year left next year. She'll be a senior. For serve, Mackinson to Fortelny, returned by Rainier. Too much, and Shook lets it go past, and that's going to be a point for the Columbians, 23-17. Serve from Mackinson. King. Janicek far side. Mackinson. Returned by Fortelny. And Janicek slips, able to keep the play alive, and it's returned by the Braves. Mackinson. To Fortelny far side. Trick able to dig it out. King far side. Returned by Donnelly way along. That's going to go all the way to the end line. The basketball end line. 23-18. Serve from Mackinson, short to Donnelly. King, far side to Janison. Cut out by Hudson for Rainier. Mackinson to Fortelny. Over the top of the Braves defense, far side. And we're going to have a timeout, Banks. Diane Erb is off the bench, and Rainier making another late run. Pulls within 4. Can Banks end it and get the side out and go up 2-0? We'll take a 30-second break and be back after this from LaHaye's Custom Embroidery.
Proudly serving our neighbors in Washington County since 1946, LaHaye's is your destination for locally made Letterman's jackets, custom embroidery for business apparel or a unique gift, and scouting uniforms and supplies. LaHaye's is on the corner of 3rd and Main in historic downtown Hillsboro. Open Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 4, and anytime online at lahayes.com or call us at 503-648-2341.
And we're back. Banks up 1-0, 25-20, up 23-19 in the second set. The serve from Rainier. Mackinson is an ace, 23-20. From Mackinson to Donnelly. King back to Donnelly on the return. Tipped by Rainier. Fortelny back across the net block. And Donnelly comes up, or Herbert comes up short. 23-21. Maller will come back in for Herbert. Mackinson will serve near side. Donnelly. And King had come all the way across from the far side, and the ball was hit to that side. Nobody there. 23-22. Again, the serve from Mackinson. Evie misplays it, but to Shook. Maller out of the back row to Mackinson. Wheeler back to Mackinson. Across the net. Donnelly. King. EVE short. Tied at 23 in the second set. Another timeout, Banks. Banks was well in control, had a lead at 23-16 before a Rainier run of 7 straight, 2 timeouts over that time. It still hasn't helped. Tied at 23 in the second set. We'll take a 30-second break.
Visit Main Street Pizza in Banks, located next to Jim's Market, for the best pizza in Washington County. From loaded hot baked subs to a Main Street special pizza piled high, we will satisfy your pizza cravings. We've been serving and supporting the Banks community since 1986. Open daily at 11 a.m. Call ahead now to place your order at 503-324-5858 or follow us on Facebook to see our daily lunch specials. Mention this radio ad and receive $2 off any Main Street pizza.
Shook to King. Janasek dumps it over. Rainier ready for it. Fortelny far side, long. Set point for Banks in the second set, up 24-23. Janasek to serve for the second set. Mackinson. Turned by Fortelny. Oh, Evie, a couple of players sliding down the near side. And we're going to get a hitting error on Banks, tied at 24 in the second set. In for Rainier, Lily Langhorn, replacing Kylie Altenheim. Serve from Fortelny. Jansen to King. Maller. Mackinson out of the back row. Fortelny. Mackinson comes to get it. Returned by Rainier. King sets up Jansen. Block to Janasek. King. Jansen again over the top. And very close. Mackinson let it go. And looked at her coach, and I think asked her coach if it was out. I think looking at her body language and her lips, she said, yeah, it was, but line judge Hakeem says it touched the line. 25-24. Bogroff serving again for the set. Bogroff off the return from Rainier. King sets it up for Mallard, jumps it over. Atkinson on the return. We're going to get a good one on Rainier. Banks wins to the second set. 26-24. Now up 2 sets to none. 25-20. 26-24. We'll take a 2-minute break and be back in just a moment and try to get caught up on some sponsors. We'll be back after this from Scoggins Creek Coffee.
Whether it's a steaming hot old-fashioned cup of joe or hot chocolate on a cold winter day, or an ice-cold Italian soda or iced coffee on a hot summer day, anytime is a great time to stop by Scoggins Creek Coffee. With 2 locations in Gaston and Yamhill Carlton, their warm and friendly baristas will get you the delicious drink of your choice. Scoggins Creek Coffee, call 503-985-3483, 503-985-3483.
Specialty Screen Printing in Yamhill offers your business the creativity and expertise to print your logo on a variety of items. Owners Ken and Linda Johnson have 40 years of experience on industrial parts and every type of material, including ceramic tile. Their fast service can have your project done in less than a week. Visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com, to see for yourself how they can help you boost your company's marketing and industrial screen printing needs. Call 971-998-9274 or visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com.
There's a new premier fiber internet provider in Vernonia featuring friendly and helpful customer service. Sign up with Gorge Networks today for symmetrical speed fiber internet, 300 meg or 1 gig speeds with managed Wi-Fi included in the low monthly price. No contracts or price increases. Refer a friend and get a free month of service. Make the switch to Gorge Networks today. Call 541-436-0223. You can also email us at sales@gorge.net.
At Wanna Credit Union, every individual is unique, with different needs, different wants, and different goals. This is who we are, and we live here. Our families live here. Our friends live here. This is our home, because to us, you're not a number. You're an individual. Wanna Credit Union. Individuals welcome.
And we're back. Banks up 2 sets to none, 25-20, 26-24. Hoping to play spoiler. Rainier and Yamhill Carlton currently tied for third. Rainier hoping for regardless of whether they win or lose, they're going to be in the league playoff, either as a 3 seed or a 4 seed. But if they win tonight, Yamhill Carlton loses, they'll be the 3 seed. The serve from Hudson. Start the third set. McCraw, returned by Mallard, dumped over by Lily Dean for the kill. Lobbed across the net by Banks. Rainier with a 1-0 lead to start the final set. So from Rainier, Bogroff, and Braves scrambling defensively to start the third set, trailing 2-0. Turned by Hudson, and that's going to bounce under the bottom of the net. Well short, side out back to the Braves, trailing 2-1. Serve from McCraw, returned into the back row to Bogroff, and Willie Dean by Rainier. McCraw to King. On the return, Mackinson. Out of the back row for Conley, into the top of the net, tied at 2. serve by McCraw to Mackinson far side. Wheeler, returned by Lily Dean for Rainier. Bogroff to McCraw. Maller on the return. Mackinson to Hudson. Returned by Fortelny. Bogroff out of the back row to the net. McCraw able to pull it back. Returned by Maller. Mackinson to Wheeler. Again, Dean over the top. Tipped. And diving McCraw. And it's going to go off the bottom of the net. Side out back to Rainier, regaining the lead 3-2 in the third. Banks a 2-0 lead. Serve from Charlotte Wheeler. Maller to McCraw. King off the top of the net to Hudson. Can't play it. Tied at 3. Side out back to Banks. Jansen will serve. About a step above the end line. There's an ace. Hudson let it go for 3. Banks with the lead for the first time in the third set. The serve from Jansen. Wheeler dives to the floor, can't play it. 5-3 Banks again, making a run after Rainier took an early lead. Serve from Jansen is an ace in front of Hudson. 6-3 Braves. Mackinson. We were able to pull it back. Save. No. Aldenheim can't keep it in play. 7-3. We may have a Rainier timeout coming shortly. Again, the serve from Jansen. Low. Returned. Looked like it would have gone wide, but Bogroff decides to play it, lobs it across the net, and that will set up Lily Dean easy for the kill. 7-4. Side out back to Rainier. Braves with a 3-point lead in the third set. Corner the serve for the Columbians. Maller to McCraw, returned by Shook out of the back row. Hudson. Libero to Libero, returned by Fortelny. Bogroff. The Braves to McCraw. Near side to Janicek. Tipped. Hudson dives, nearly dangerous play. She nearly rolled over the ball as it took a funny hop and could very easily broken her wrist on that play. 8-4. Maller will go out. Herbert will come in to serve. Serve from Herbert, low. Hudson doesn't get underneath it and kind of played it to the side. Does not get anything underneath it. 9-4. Hudson will come out. Again, the serve from Herbert, this time more underneath it to Aldenheim. And it's an ace. We're going to have another substitution for Rainier coming in. Jolene Hansen. 10-4 Braves in the third. Serve from Herbert to Jolene Hansen, returned by Fortelny. To Janicek near side. McCraw back sets to King far side. Blocked, but it's going to spin into the not far side. We're going to have a timeout. Rainier. Banks regaining control. 11-4 in the third, up 2-0. We'll take a 30-second break and return after this from In Likeness of You.
In Likeness of You offers caricatures, face painting, temporary tattoos, indoor and outdoor games, arcade games, and even costume hero birthday events. Since 2013, they've even held corporate events for some of the biggest companies in the world. For more information or to book your next party, go to inlikenessofyou.com, thebash.com, or call 503-858-0164. That's 503-858-0164.
And we're back following the Rainier timeout. Banks an 11-4 lead on a 10-1 run. Serve from Herbert. Popped up by Mackinson. Back to Mackinson on Willie Dean. Herbert to McCraw. And the Braves with another point after a miss from Jolene Hansen. 12-4 Braves in the third set of 2-0. I don't think they've had a sweep all season. The serve from Herbert is misplayed by Rainier into the scores table, 13-4. Serve from Herbert. Aldenheim to Dean. Herbert off the return from Rainier. King dumps it over, and Rainier, a couple of players try to keep it off the bottom of the net, and they're not going to come up with the return. 14-4 Braves. Serve from Herbert to Hudson. Atkinson wins the battle at the net that time, ending the Braves' run, but Banks well in control, 14-5 in the third set. Serve from Dean. McCraw. Janicek on the return, dumps it over, Mackinson. On the return, second touch is Miley Cook for Rainier. Braves get it across. Mackinson hits it to the near side net hole in front of the scores table. 15-5, side out back to Banks. McCraw will come out. McKenna King to serve. Side delivery to Altenheim. Atkinson to Portelmi, far side. Diving away to Shook, sliding across the floor. And comes up short, 15-6, side out back to Rainier. Mackinson will serve. Lacey Mackinson, a senior. Do not have positions for Rainier. Her serve. Herbert out of the back row. Donnelly late. To Shook on the return. Popped into the air by Altenheim. Mackinson to Portelmi on the return, down the far side. Makes contact with the line, 15-7. Then Mackinson short to Shook near side for the Braves. King, Donnelly on the return. Mackinson one hand keeps it alive and diving underneath the net. Wheeler unable to keep it alive. 16-7 back to Banks. Shook will come out. Jansen in. Janicek. To Portelmi near side. Dumped over by Altenheim on the return for Rainier across the way. Donnelly trying to chase it down far side, the far side net pole, and comes up short into the center of the net, 16-8. Portelmi will wait for the signal to begin her serve, as we're going to have a officials timeout with checking a rotation, I think, at the scores table. Angie Yeoman will be given an explanation from the near side referee. And apparently a substitution issue on Rainier is going to give Banks an extra point. 17-8 in the third set. Maller and Bogroff will come in, replacing Evie and Herbert. Coming in for Rainier, Miley Cook replacing Jolene Hansen. So from Bogroff, Mackinson gets it back from Wheeler. Donnelly hits it into the bleachers far side, 17-9. So from Hudson for Rainier, Donnelly diving to the floor, Janicek, return, is not going to get there. McCraw on the third hit only gets it to about within 2 feet of the net, 17-10. Back-to-back points for Rainier, Hudson to serve. Janicek to King, sets it up for Mallard. Mackinson dives to the floor near side, returned by Taylor. Bogroff can't get to it out of the back row, 17-11. Hudson this time comes up just short. Hung on the net for a split second, but didn't want it. 18-11. Side out back to Banks, hoping for a 3-set sweep of Rainier. McCraw will serve, left to the key. Well short. Side out back to Rainier, trailing 18-12. Serve from Wheeler to Bogroff. McCraw comes to get it near side, sets up McKenna King off the block of Lily Dean as it spins across to the far side, 19-12. Serve from Jansen, and it's an ace. Charlotte Wheeler's big attempt is into the bleachers, 20-12 Braves. Braves. Janicek gets it back, dumps it over Mackinson near side. Gets it back from Dean. Mackinson on the return. McCraw to Janicek near side for the Braves. Dug out by Portelny. Mackinson far side to Altenheim. And off the bottom of the net, Jansen and Janicek or McCraw actually unable to play it, 20-13. Side out back to Rainier. Fortner will come in for the Columbians. Wheeler will briefly exit to serve from Altenheim, who's into the net, 21-13. Maller will come out. Bogroff also exits. Evie and Herbert, who will serve. Possibly close out the match. Mackinson to Lily Dean in front of Shook. He was slow to get up and nearly rolled over the top of the ball. 21-14. Side out back to Rainier. Serve from Lily Dean. Boat to Shook. Misplayed it, but McCraw comes to get it. Janicek takes it away from Shook. Mackinson to Portelny far side. And it's going to be long. 22-14. foul will come out. Donnelly is in for the Braves. McKenna King will serve. Short, and it's going to be misplayed. Mackinson from her own bench able to keep it alive and returned by Rainier. Shook to King. Donnelly, I think, may have overextended trying to leap up and get the return, and comes up well short, 22-15. Mackinson. Through Evie. King comes to get it near side to Donnelly. Knocked into the air by Aldenheim. A lob to Evie and Donnelly for the kill, 23-15. Braves 2 points away from a 3-set surprising sweep of the Rainier Columbians, who will advance to the league playoffs as either the 3 or the 4 seed next week. The serve from Janicek. Mackinson to Wheeler, returned by Fortelny, and Herbert a swing and a miss in the back row, 23-17, 23-16. Fortelny hoping to keep Rainier's chances of at least sending it to a 4th set alive. Herbert to the floor, returned by Donnelly, far side, and it's misplayed by Fortelny. Match point for the Braves at 24-16 in the third. Bogroff and Maller in. Herbert and Evie out. Likely the last time on the court for Marissa Herbert, a senior. The serve from Bogroff is just long by a couple of inches. 24-17, side up back to Rainier. The serve from Hudson. Donnelly, King with the lob and a point as Rainier can't come up with a block. 25-17. Banks with a 3-set sweep and getting a standing ovation from their fans on senior night, their last match of the regular season. No playoff this season, but an inspired effort tonight. Playing the way they should have or needed to most of the season. 25-20, 26-24, 25-17. Banks wins 3 sets to none to pick up just their 5th win on the season and their 4th in league play, improving to 4 and 8 to finish Coastal Range League Volleyball, finishing the season 5 and 13 overall. Rainier will drop to 9 and 11 and 7 and 5 overall and will advance to the league playoffs either Saturday if Yamhill Carlton somehow loses to Riverdale, or at Yamhill Carlton if Yamhill Carlton, as expected, defeats Riverdale and Econie at the bottom of the league. That'll do it for us. Our next broadcast comes just 1 day away, tomorrow night, 6:45 with the pregame senior night as the Braves look to stay undefeated and move to 8-0 against a Valley Catholic team that started ranked number 2 weeks into the season, but at wins over lowly Harrisburg and Jefferson, 2 of the worst teams in 3A football. Valley Catholic has only won 1 game since then against Rainier, the last team in 3A District 1, and has not scored in 3 games with losses to Warrenton, Kennedy, and Yamhill Carlton over those 3 weeks. So I don't want to say it's an easy win, never want to say it's going to be easy, but Banks has their 3 closest games. Beat Tillamook 29-14, Yamhill Carlton 26-7, and Kennedy 21-14. Outside of those 3 matches, or those 3 games, they've outscored their other 4 opponents by a combined 176-18, and had a 40-6 win last week at Florence on a soggy grass field at Sayusla High School. Banks, with a win tomorrow night, would clinch at least a share of the league title with Kennedy, and then have to go to Warrenton to finish the season next Friday. Won't be easy. Warrenton battling for a playoff spot with Yamhill Carleton. Warrenton and Yamhill Carleton will either finish third or at large, most likely. Both teams should get into the playoffs. Banks, Kennedy, and then either Warrenton or Yamhill Carleton for third for 3A District 1 football. The other team that does not finish third should get the at-large as the lone at-large team into the 3A football playoffs. But still 2 weeks left, and then we'll know who Banks should host. Would likely be no lower than a 4 or a 5 seed, I think, even with a loss at Warrenton, and should be an easy win tomorrow night. But again, don't want to look that far ahead to final opponent of the season. Our final score tonight: Banks senior night, their last match of the season, no playoffs, sweeps Rainier 25-20, 26-24, 25-17. That'll do it for us. Hope to have you join us tomorrow night. If you can't get to Kelly Field, we hope to have you with us here on Westside's Greatest Hits and on YouTube, beginning with the pregame again at 6:45. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Thursday night. Good night, and God bless.